Hello, Crouch Gaming here, and we now know what Battlefield 5 is. Yes, it's Battlefield 1. No, I don't know either. I watched the live stream last night, and fortunately it was quite quick. I had a horrible feeling it'd be a 4-hour session of buzzwords. Instead, it was just about an hour or so of buzzwords. So, they've gone for a World War I setting, which is interesting, and actually means the web leak by the game's website was the one that was accurate, and all the others are just, well, lie, pants on fire. So the only real leak was the mistake a games website made. The trailer did look pretty awesome, and from a graphics point of view, it also looked amazing. I suspect people will dismiss it as just being a cinematic CGI, but those people also need to remember that Battlefront's first trailer and how that turned out to be very accurate. That Frostbite engine is clearly a very high quality and efficient engine for graphical fidelity, and I suspect this next game is probably just going to look absolutely stunning, as does Battlefront and pretty much every other game they've made on it. I mean, Battlefield 4 still looks good for its age, in my opinion, for a shooter. I'm going to be totally honest and say I am really shocked to see a World War I theme, and that inevitably means that they're going to need to be pretty inventive with unlocks and attachments so that you can keep a high replay value. Constantly having to do more to get new stuff so that you've got things to continue to use and play with. It likely means things like iron sights are going to be in the game over things like red dots, because they wouldn't have been invented in World War I, of course, which can affect things like target acquisition. I'm unsure if that's a good thing or a bad thing. To be honest, only playing the game will be able to give anybody an answer on that. There's a few things that I'm really interested in. The first thing is they're giving us a Nene. For anyone not from where I am, that's a horse. Although they didn't say it directly, they certainly implied that they will be a vehicle that you'll be able to fight from. The first thing I thought when I saw that horse was, I wonder if I can strap C4 or dynamite or whatever it'll be to the side of the horse and ram it into a tank. Jihadi horse, anyone? That's going to be so good. There's also going to be tanks, planes, airships, naval battleships, but to be honest, I'm not bothered about any of them. It's all about them horses. Shit's going to be OP. Second, and on a more serious point of interest for me, is that due to the time frame, the second, and on a more serious point of interest for me, is that due to the time frame in question, there will be no lock-on weapons and a reduced number of indirect fire weapons. So this should be more to do with skill and direct line of sights for your kills. I think it's a point of frustration for all. There's nothing worse than being wiped out round a corner by an airburst and being shot out of the sky with stingers when you're doing well. Just to die to something that can be used by anyone with fingers and at least one eyeball has always been shitty. I think we may be looking at a more skill-based game. However, it's clear that it is going to have such things as gas and artillery, so maybe they'll be the new problem. One thing that really bothered me about the announcement was the emphasis on melee combat. As cool as taking someone out with the back end of a shovel may be, I got the impression that the melee element may form quite a big component of the game. Melee combat in Battlefield is historically shitty. Even Battlefront with heroes' lightsabers was derpy. Animations often get you killed and bug out, and the whole melee system in pretty much every Battlefield game has been weak. If this system is to form a major part of combat, then I pray to all that's holy it's functional and plays well and isn't just some visual set piece that leaves you exposed. And don't get me wrong, I love a good melee kill animation as much as the next guy, but after the novelty of seeing the cool animation has worn off, which it does quite rapidly, it just becomes a hindrance and damn right annoying. I have no idea whatsoever whether this setting will work and what this game's going to play like, and I can only be honest about that fact. all we have at the moment is a trailer, which is inevitably going to look good because it's a trailer. They're supposed to look good. And all you've got to listen to is people that are potentially sponsored to talk about it. The realistic fact is that none of us are actually going to have any clue how this game is going to play until we get hands on it. I'm not going to go jumping on the hype train, and I'm not going to look for reasons to convince people this game's going to be great. I'm also not going to attack it, even though I think I'd have been more comfortable looking at a different setting. I'm going to keep an open mind on it, and I'm going to make sure I get in the beta. There's a sign up for beta access as well. I'll put that in the description below, because if you've not signed up, it may be well worth doing if you want to make sure you get that beta, because you can save yourself a lot of money on a beta. If you go in there and you completely dislike it, you may save yourself a considerable chunk of money. I'm also interested in any constructed views from other, good or bad, so feel free to leave a comment. There's way more to discuss than I can do in one video as well, so if there's anything specific anybody wants to hear my views on, don't know why you would, then please ask in the comments. That's all for now. Have a good day.